Hey everyone, this is Annette from AE Stamps Latte, and today I'm going to be talking about my new card class, and it surrounds the Splendid Thoughts bundle. And in this card class that I am now offering, I have made 10 beautiful projects, and each one of them has a completed inside, and each one of them uses a different design from the coordinating Splendid Day Specialty Designers Series paper. And you can find this suite on page 65 of the mini catalog. And basically, I have 10 projects that use each one of the pretty patterns from the paper here. The paper is absolutely gorgeous. It has a metallic finish on one side of each of the different six patterns. And then on the other side, they have coordinating colors that work really well with the specialty paper on here. I use most all of these pieces here. They're absolutely gorgeous, and they can be interchanged with the designs that I have created. So again, there are 10 projects in my card class, and they coordinate with this paper. I have 5 birthday cards, 3 wedding cards, 2 thinking of you cards, and it's pretty easy to swap out the sentiments from here if you don't want to use them in here. Basically, this is more of a wedding type bundle with the sentiments, with the much love and let's celebrate and today is a day to remember, but it also has a sending hug. So I did use all of the sentiments here, and then I swapped out some of them here to create birthday cards. So again, I have 5 birthday cards, 3 wedding cards, and 2 thinking of you cards, and each one of them has a completed inside. I have a slimline card, a pocket card, a trifold card with a belly band, and a gift card type money holder card as well in there. So there's a variety of stuff. The paper is absolutely gorgeous, like I said. And so what I thought I would do today to show you what a nice bundle this is I'm going to actually make one of the projects the actual first card in my card class with you, so you can see how awesome this bundle really is. So the first thing I wanted to tell you regarding it is with this specialty paper, I'm going to be using this gold piece for the project that I'm going to be sharing with you today, and the project I'm sharing is like the easiest one in it. The rest of them get a little bit more intricate. For those of you that know my card classes, I put a lot of details on each of the projects. But basically what I wanted to say was, this is the one I'm using, but you could do what I'm about to say with any of these pieces. So what I like to do, and especially with this kind, because it has a pattern down here and a pattern down here, obviously if you cut it in half, then you're going to be able to make about 6 projects. Since the paper is absolutely gorgeous, you want to save some of the pieces if you can, so that you can die cut it with the coordinating dies. So what I did was I cut this at 5 1/4 here, and then 5 1/4 there, which left this about 1.5 inch strip that you can use then to accent with the die cut pieces. So if you do it like that as opposed to just 6 inches, then you're going to have a strip here that you can reuse for projects. So that is what I did for project number 1. And so I have this piece right here. This piece is actually a little smaller than 5 1/4 by 4 for your layers, because I decided that I wanted to use, because I wanted to showcase this paper, I paired it with the Fabulous Frame dies, and I used this piece right here to make a frame so that I can highlight this paper. So it's a little bit smaller than the 5 1/4 by 4. So because I'm working with the suite, I'm using the colors that are in the paper, and so I'm pairing this particular project with soft seafoam. And so here is the frame piece that I made that is going to go on top of it like that. So we have these two pieces right here for part of the project. So I am going to go ahead and glue those together. And then I'm going to set that aside to dry. I love the Fabulous frames. This is kind of a new die set that you can find in the annual catalog, and I have used this this particular one a lot. It's just really fun to be able to put this really nice frame, and as you can see, it showcases the paper of whatever you have very well. So okay, I'm going to just put this aside and let that dry. And so for project number 1, I'm going to be working with this really awesome leaf image. So I have a piece of basic white cardstock here, and I am going to be, this is soft seafoam, and I'm going to be stamping the outline image of that really cool leaf in Pear Pizzazz. That will make it stand out just a little bit more. And I'm going to stamp 2 of these. In Pear Pizzazz, and I love to color with Stampin' Blends, so that's what we're going to do next. So I'm going to be bringing in, you can use pretty much any colors that you want. For this one, I am going to be using the light Granny Apple Green, and then I'm going to be using the light and dark soft seafoam with it. Since we do not have Pear Pizzazz, you could use any other green that you want to accent with this, but I'm just for fun, I'm going to be using the light Granny Apple Green. And what I want to point out is that I am going to be highlighting or darkening the underside of the leaf area on all the pieces here, and that really helps it to have more color contrast, and it's just really fun and easy to color. So I'm going to start with the dark color, which in this case is the light Granny Apple Green, and I'm just going to add, like I said, kind of on the underside of the leaf like that on all of them. And in my card class, I use lots of different colors for the leaf. And like this other one here, which I'm calling a eucalyptus leaf. That's what it kind of reminds me of. Or eucalyptus plant or flower. I'm not really sure what it is. Okay, oops, stick in there. So that's what I did first. And now I'm going to go back and add right next to it the darker soft seafoam. And I'm just going to lay it next to it. I'm not really going to do too much blending because I want to kind of have the contrast visible. 'Cause for this one, you kind of have to experiment with your blends and see how you want to do it. Sometimes I blend and sometimes I don't. Okay, and that actually looks good just like that. If you were to do that, you could just leave it like that, but I'm going to go ahead and do the whole thing. So now I'm using the light and I'm just putting it right next to the dark. And again, I'm not really blending, I'm just adding it right next to it. Okay, so that's what it's going to look like. So now I am going to color the other one. Okay, so I colored the other one, and so now I have two completed ones. And what's really nice about Stampin' Blends is if you want to make it darker, you can go back and add more color to it. So if I really wanted it to stand out a little bit more on the underside, I can go back and add a little bit more of the same Granny Apple light green color to it, just to get a little bit more darker. This is really fun to color. Okay, so I colored these two, and so now I'm going to be adding some more elements from the stamp set. There. Okay. So we have the two leaves, so now I'm going to stamp a few bees, and I'm going to choose the Sending Hugs Sentiment, and I'm going to stamp those also in Pear Pizzazz as well. I'm going to have 3 bees and the Sending Hugs. Okay. And so now I can use the coordinating dies. Here's the bee, and here is the leaf, and then here's the one for the sentiment. And now I'm going to go die cut that. Okay, so I have my 2 leaves that are die cut, and my sentiment, and my 3 cute little bees all set to go. And we have our layer. And so since I used Granny Apple Green, I decided for fun that I would die cut a couple of the stems, the outline stems, that's what I'm calling them, in Granny Apple Green. So I have a couple of those to accent that. Okay. So we are ready to assemble, and so I'm going to be putting my layers onto a soft seafoam card base. And to make this pop, I'm going to pull out the white embossing, and so I have another basic white piece, and this one is 1/8 larger on each side, so that it'll pop a little bit, so we can just add that to our card base. Okay, and now I'm just going to add this right onto our soft seafoam card. Okay, so now I am going to be adding the 2 leaves on this side so that I can have room for my sentiment over here. And we're also going to add those. So we're going to put those on with some dimensionals. And when I put it on my card, I wanted to make sure it kind of goes off. These leaves are so pretty and so detailed, so I want it to kind of go off the frame a little bit. And kind of the same thing with this one. Just kind of, I'm going to hide the stem just a little bit, like that. Okay, And then we're going to put the sentiment on there with dimensionals as well. And we will kind of angle it a little bit and put it under a leaf. And again, I want it to hang over just a little bit. There. Okay, and now we will, let's add these Granny Apple Green. I could probably use a glue dot and that would be less messy. Okay, and I'm going to stick one under here, I think. I'm going to trim it. Okay, and then this one, I think we'll put right over there. And I'm going to trim the end of this as well. Because then this just really makes that Granny Apple just pop out a little bit more. Okay, that is sticking not where I want it, of course. Let's try that again. There. Okay, so now we're going to add these cute, adorable bees. No coloring needed. And now I'm going to put some dimensionals on there too, but I'm just going to cut them in half. And then we will add those kind of randomly. I'm going to put one over here by the sentiment. And another one up here. And then one more down here somewhere. Okay. All right, and then we'll add some embellishments. And I have the iridescent pearl basic jewels that work really awesome with this paper because it has a metallic-y shimmer to it. And this month, when you place an order of $50 or more, you get to get my PDF card class for free. But if you place a $60 or more dollar order with me, you get my card class and these iridescent pearls for free. And I use quite a bunch of these on the projects. So here is project number 1. And I basically just showed you how awesome this paper is and how easy and fun it is to color this leaf. The eucalyptus flower leaf, whatever it is really easy to color too and fun. I do the same kind of technique as I did here with that. You also have these images here that are stamped on there, and I do have some projects with that as well. And like I said, I have wedding cards and birthday cards and thinking of you cards, but basically you could do this layout in any color because of the metallic. So you could make that, this is considered a monochromatic, and you could use any color, you know, purple, blue, brown, orange. You could use whatever color and get the same kind of look. And then you could change the sentiment out. So you could make a variety of this design. And so that's basically what I would suggest that you do if you got this bundle and used this really gorgeous paper. So in the month of September, when you place a $50 order, you're going to get my card class containing 10 projects that have completed insides for free. If you place a $60 order with me, you're going to get my card class and the iridescent pearls for free as my thank you gift. So now I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the cards that I made in this card class. And here's the one we made today. So head on over to my blog and you will find a link to get all the information to get this card class. Thanks a lot.